Hello everyone, welcome back to The Last Word. We are sponsored by OneFootball for this match, so if you want to get all the stats on Newcastle United 3, Manchester City 3, OneFootball is the app that you need. The QR code will be on your screen now where you can download it as quick as you like. So yeah, big thanks to OneFootball.
First things first, can I breathe now? Like, that was crazy. That was absolutely mental. That was box office football. That is Premier League football.
Yeah.
Like, if you want an advertisement for Premier League football, that is it. It had everything.
You know what's even better is that you can see all of those stats on the OneFootball app straight after when you breathe as well.
Plug.
This is The Last Word for Newcastle United 3, Manchester City 3. What a game of football. 40 can't breathe. Lee's had a rant on the match reaction. Make sure you give that a watch as well.
I felt good though. It's like I had no rant at Newcastle. It was stuff like Jack Grealish, the referee, and what else was something else I can't remember. But I felt good.
Lee, yeah, there certainly was. Lee, when you look at the starting 11, it was unchanged from the Brighton game as the seagull just flies past.
As long as it doesn't shit on one.
A bit surprised, or are you thinking Matt Targett might be available, considering Eddie Howe said he was going to make a late call on him?
That was it. That's all we're waiting for. Matty Targett, was he going to be fit? He's not even in the matchday squad. So, although the performance at Brighton was really, really poor, because let's face it, I stood there. There wasn't anything going forward, but that was a totally different story today. But I can't really argue too much because I've said this before. The bench is a championship bench.
What Eddie Howe would have said is to his team before he took on Manchester City today was, look, let's make them hard to beat. They might have a lot of the ball, but let's make them hard to beat. 5 minutes in and Ilkay Gundogan puts the ball in the back of the net. You're not really thinking that, are you?
No, I was thinking, here we go, 5 minutes in. And again, it looks offside. I don't know about...
No, he's half a yard on.
Okay.
Well, I've seen the goal.
Is there a Man City top underneath? Yeah, it looks offside. It's offside.
No. Man City fans are from Stockport.
Yeah.
But the thing about Ilkay Gundogan, 40, he just finds pockets of space, and he kind of he stayed tight to Trippier, and then just found himself in this space between Cher and Trippier, and he just had the freedom of St James's Park, didn't he?
Look, I've only had the luxury of seeing it once, obviously in real time. So what pissed me off is that the defence just stopped. It's almost like they was waiting for an offside flag or something like that. Come on, you know this at grassroots football. Play to the whistle, like react. And I was pissed off at that stage, and I was thinking, here we go, we're going to get thumping, but what a fucking comeback. Oh, I know we're going to get into it, but I'm just overwhelmed just to see a team that can compete with Man City, Manchester City. We fucking had them there. Anyway, sorry, back to what you were saying.
No, it was. 40's hit the nail on the head. That's how you felt when you were in St James's Park. I'm sure thousands and millions of you watching on TV would have felt exactly the same. But Newcastle retaliated very, very well, Lee, and they got their just rewards really from that fantastic cross from ASM on the left-hand side. Finds Miguel Almiron. I'm not going to lie, I think it hits his cock. I'm not going to lie. It just hits him.
You've got cock on the brain.
No, it just hits him on the groin, doesn't it? Well, it depends how you want to do it. I don't know how polite he's going to be on the camera, you see. But it just seems to hit him in that region, and Newcastle equalised. But the linesman gave an offside flag, didn't he, Lee?
I didn't get started on the refs. I've already had me a little.
Against us today, weren't they? Lino, ref. Fucking VAR actually come and saved us. Yeah. So whoever's in Stockley Park right now, thank you very much.
Yeah. Definitely not Mike Dean, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
good response, though, Lee.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scrappy goal, wasn't it? But it had to be him, didn't it? Because of all the Jack Grealish carry on as well. I've said that in the match reaction. It had to be him. It had to be Miguel Almiron to have his say, and I was hoping he was going to pull up a shirt reveal or something underneath saying I've scored Jack, or something like a quote about with Jack.
Flag. It must have been the big flag before the game that kind of gassed him up, you know. When you're seeing a massive flag like that saying War Miggy, you know, come on now. Yeah. Like everyone's screaming your name and all the rest of it. He to be fair, he's had his best game of this season so far. I know we're only 3 games in, but, you know.
He's done well, he's only had 3 games.
Well, listen, come on. 1 in 3. He's turned up for the one that we actually really need him to turn up for.
Fair, he was good at the back end last season, took that into pre-season, and then he started off.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for your negative criticism of
Hold on, you're bad cop today. Because I heard you on the previous vids. I'm the good cop today. I'm full of praise. Like, I've seen my team compete.
Yeah.
Really compete.
I'm not criticising Newcastle United, I'm criticising other things.
Yeah, that is true. But, Fordy, I want you to tell me all about Callum Wilson putting Newcastle United 2-1 up. Because, oh my God, we kept on from what we were doing before we scored the first goal, and we took that in from that 10-minute spell towards the second goal. And ASM. Counter-attacking football was Newcastle today, and ASM was an outlet for Newcastle, but he finds Callum Wilson, uses his right foot to take a touch away from the defenders from Manchester City.
Liam's just intrigued to see what's going on.
A little wonder.
Right, Liam?
First things first, before we go on to Callum Wilson's goal, has ASM let flipping, what's his name, out of his pocket yet?
Yeah,
he's let him out of his pocket yet, because he had him on toast the whole game. There you go. Hold on. Are you there, Kyle?
But what a finish, left-footed finish, no chance for Edison, and Newcastle 2-1 up.
There you go.
Can you believe it?
There you go. Like people said before, probably the second best striker in the league, English striker, should we say? What a finish, man. We've got to keep this guy fit the whole season, because we don't know who we're going to get in during the transfer market. But again, if we keep this guy fit, easy 20 goals.
Easy 20 goals. But Newcastle held on from the first half and were 2-1 up at half time. It was a fantastic atmosphere, really was. Everywhere on the ground was absolutely booming. Second half started and Newcastle and Man City, it was Man City had a lot of the ball, but again that outlet of ASM Lee, and ASM drives towards the heart of the Gallagher, and literally on the middle of the park gets hacked down. I think it was by John Stones, and Newcastle have a free kick 25 yards out. Kieran Trippier over the wall.
Yeah, Sam's had a great weekend, hasn't he? He's been playing Pied Piper and in the Metro Centre, and he's kind of contributed to all 3 goals, and he's got a lot of criticism, and we're doing scoring the players earlier. So make sure you.
Something to ASM before, No,
I just said if he can get us 2 assists and get a free kick for Kieran Trippier 25 yards out tomorrow, I'll be really happy.
But yeah, Trippier steps up. We know it's going to be him. That's his best free kick out of the 3 scored so far.
There's the angle right there. It's like there, where the mic is there. You see that? Top bins. Fucking phenomenal.
And then it's 3-1, you're thinking, right, we've won this. I actually genuinely thought we're going to win.
I know it was that against Man City.
Because I know it was fairly early on, you still got 35 minutes, because you've got that 2-goal cushion, you think Newcastle are going to have the head switched on, but they weren't when they went 3-1 up and went a little bit.
This is where we need to learn the art of shithousery, like just fall on the ball, waste time, and all the rest of it. We're not used to being 3-1 up against a Man City, and fair play, like we'll get that in time. But that's where
there was still half an hour left.
I know, but 3-1 up, we've got a little cushion now. Defend, but as you're going to get onto, they struck back quickly.
There was signs because Haaland hit the post. They were getting through. They were splitting the 2.
What a save, by the way, from Nick Pope.
Yeah,
I get that, but times where you've got time on the ball, rather than let's go for a 4th, let's go for a 5th, just flip in, take into the corner flag, waste time, that sort of shit there, that's what wins you games. And I was a bit naive in that sense.
Yeah, I think
that's
I do.
The only little criticism there.
Yeah, I agree with that, because that's what I was saying to people around me, is that just kill the game, kill the tempo of the game. Man City, I think if we hit 10 behind the ball for that last half an hour, 3-2 maybe.
Yeah. Look,
if they score 2 worldies and you go, well, fair play, that's what you need to do. But I think we just kind of, like Fordy says, is give them a bit. I thought it went a bit too gun-ho, but it's one of those things. Lee, 3-2, Haaland got the goal, roof of the net. You just think, just calm down a little bit, and then in 3-3, what a ball by Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, we talked about the match reaction, his quality, and you kind of give him space. So it was him versus Bruno today, and there was a good competition to see where Bruno's at. But 2 quick-fire goals, and obviously the Manchester City fans pipe up for the first time. So, look, when it went to 3-3, I would have took a point then, because we conceded 2 goals really quick, and we're looking a little bit all over the place for a period of about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? And I think at 3-3, you go, right, just sit back, and then look for the watch and go, right, is it not 95 minutes yet? I don't really want to talk about the referee too much, but I think you're the perfect man to do so. Kieran Trippier gets a red card. Ooh. It's a foul.
It's a foul.
Everybody knows it's a foul. It's not a red card. It's a yellow card. It's what you call take on for the team.
Yeah.
What's that in Australian?
I don't know, mate. But like you said, it's a foul on the halfway line. He's not through. Well, he's through on goal, but again, he's still got Dan Burn, Botman, Cher, Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand to beat. Like, he's got fucking loads of things to do, and he gets a red card out straight away. Like, what the fuck are you doing, ref? He's had a shock of the whole game. I'm sorry. I try and defend refs when I can, but
that game was too big for him, wasn't it?
Too big. Who is he?
Jared Gillett.
Yeah, see you later.
No, the game was too big for him.
He's the Australian that was brought over to make the referees better in this league.
Really?
I said to Johnny earlier on as well, that Bruno, where I said to you at half time, Bruno gets clattered like that by De Bruyne on the neck. If you remember, it was literally 2 minutes, not even nothing. 3-4 minutes later,
Bruno
tags, tugs him a little bit and gets a yellow. I'm like, had a minute.
What he should have done, he should have just said to Bruno, look, that's your last chance. It was a foul. Nothing wrong with that, but you've got to be...
And now he's on eggshells for the whole game, and you know how Bruno plays. Yeah. He plays with passion. Like, even when, I think, after he got that yellow card, I think he tackled Kyle Walker near the Gallagher, and he just went, fuck, he plays with passion. I love that.
But it was, and Newcastle did hold.
It's like us with corners.
Get him! Got a corner! Newcastle held on and managed to get that 3-3 draw. Nick Pope, we'll have to talk about him just after this last little bit, but let's hear from Eddie Howe after Newcastle got a point against the champions Manchester City.
Yeah, it was an incredible game. Roller coaster of emotions really through the match. We go 1-0 down, and that's the worst possible start against this team, because then you have to chase the game and potentially you leave open spaces. But I thought that the players responded brilliantly to that. We scored some great goals today. I was absolutely delighted with the effort, commitment, and everything the players gave. And I'm sure for the neutral, it was an incredible game for us as managers. I think you're torn because we were 3-1 up and you're desperate to win, but we needed something from the game, and I think the players deserve that. It was tiring, mentally tiring, because you're trying to figure out, from my perspective, trying to help the team when the game swung back in the balance of Manchester City, and it's a very difficult feeling, that, because you're desperate to do something, but you don't want to also do something that harms us as well. So full credit to my players today for how they fought and what they gave the game, and hopefully everyone leaves entertained, and the most important thing is we got something from it.
That was Eddie Howe's thoughts after Newcastle's 3-3 draw. Lee, let's talk about Nick Pope in the middle of our goal.
Nick Pope in the middle of our goal.
He was phenomenal today. He was absolutely, in terms of shot stopping, he is absolutely phenomenal. I would still like him to work on his kicking, but in terms of what you want from a goalkeeper, the first thing is keep the ball out of the net. I know he's been beaten 3 times, but he made some unbelievable saves today.
He's won with 2 points, hasn't he? If you think about last week, think about this week, he's won with 2 points. So people who are saying Martin Dubravka should be number 1, Nick Pope's making you eat your words at the minute. Look, I don't think there's too much difference between the two of them, because if Pope gets injured, I'm not worried about that position. It's probably the only position I think, I can live with that.
The one thing I see Pope ups Dubravka with is that he comes off his line.
Quickly comes off his line.
Dubravka does, don't get me wrong, but like you said, he's off his line rapid and he claims it, cool. Dubravka,
it's the one-on-ones. You save 2 or 3 one-on-ones where he rushes off his line, doesn't care about conceding a penalty or the worry about it. He's off quick and then he stops that attack.
Yeah. It was phenomenal today. He really was, and there was shouts of England's number 1. I think Gareth Southgate has got a big decision to make, because there's some fantastic English goalkeepers and Jordan Pickford isn't in the best of form. But I like to say after 3 games, let's look at the Premier League table, but we'll put it on anyway. 5 points from 3 games, 40. He certainly would have taken that after the fact we've had Brighton away, who have been absolutely brilliant so far this season, and Manchester City at home, unbeaten in 3, and then we've got obviously Tranmere midweek. There's certainly things are looking up, aren't they?
They are looking up, man. This is where we need to make sure that we just keep on going with this momentum, this form. We've got the likes of ASM, like, unplayable today. I know what people say, he's hot, he's cold, but today, sorry, fucking unplayable. Like, no one can get around him. You stick Kyle Walker on him, you stick Pep Guardiola on him, and still couldn't get around him. Like, unplayable. So this is where we need to maintain and not lose to these shitty teams that come up against us. We've just held Man City, Premier League champions, here as a draw. Like, now we can't flip in. Who we got up next? Is it
Premier League? It's Wolves, but we have got Tranmere on Wednesday.
That's what I'm saying. We can't go to Tranmere and then fucking get wiped the floor with a full strength team. This is where we need to maintain that good run of form, and that's what I want to see. That's the consistency that we need to build on from last season that we didn't have. Obviously, the second half of the season we did, but the first half of the season, as we all know, that was where we was fucking fighting relegation battles, man. We thought it was going to be playing championship football this season if we was to go with that. So consistency is the key going forward.
Briefly, who was your man of the match? Because I've got another question for you.
Yeah, sorry, I had to say that because trying to had to get that in there. Scouse.
There's about 3 man of the matches, wasn't there?
Yes, it's got to be. It's, not just because what we did yesterday. I think he was literally, as 40 says, unplayable. Look at that. You got with 3 goals. He contributed to 3 goals. ESM has to be.
He looks gutted with that draw. Like, I saw Eddie Howe put the arm around him on the rest of it. He looked gutted with that draw because he left everything out on the pitch. ASM miles ahead. But again, Miggy had a good
Do you know
game.
what it is? I think Eddie Howe's took him aside and said, "Do you know what it is? You were the man the day.
Yeah.
Again, like bigger more, because he needs that, doesn't he?
Yeah,
That's the sort of
yeah.
player he is.
He's like that ego player, which is great. You know, if that's the case, then that's the performance that we get out of it. Superb. But I just want to shout out Bruno, fantastic game. Miggy had a good game.
No one had a poor game though, did they?
No, but again, you know when it's levels
Yeah.
above, like those are the main three that kind of stood out to me. Trippier, of course, top bin specialist, Nick Pope. Oh, I'm so proud of this team, man. Like I now can say it again, this is my club.
The question I was going to ask you was that, what do you think Eddie Howe's learned from this? Because this is a big, big test against a team like Manchester City with billions of money pretty much spent on this starting 11 that Newcastle were up against today. What do you think he's taken away from today?
I'm going to plug with ESM interview, because ESM at the very end has a little bit of a dig at Steve Bruce without naming him, saying we play to attack, we don't play to defend. I think with some of the longer we play to win. We can go at it, because if this wasn't Eddie Howe, this is 5 at the back, park the bus, even Rafa. And I'm not having a massive go at Rafa, it's just Rafa got with results, but not pretty. We can be a bit more expansive. He said this in his BBC Football Focus interview. I wouldn't say we expect to go and play like that every game, because we will, like we did at Brighton, have an off week. But we'll come at St James's Park and it's excitement. That's what Eddie Howe's going to learn, that we can attack Manchester City. We can roll on Liverpool away at Anfield. Don't be scared to have a go at it later on in the month. So yes, he still needs a couple of bodies in. Is Dan Burner the answer at Matt Target? No, I don't think, although he's been solid. Is Sven Botman the answer right now? That's still undecided for me.
I was going to touch about the transfer market, so I'll let you finish with it. João Pedro, how close that is, we don't know, but it seems that Newcastle are very, very interested in the Watford player. You'd still like to see maybe one more, maybe two more, wouldn't you? Because obviously Shelby's picked up an injury as well. You just like that extra bit of security, because like Lee said, I tend to agree with him. I think the majority of those players that were on the bench are championship players.
I mean, look, when it got to the 70th minute, we took off Callum Wilson for whatever reason. I'm guessing it was an injury, but I'm hoping it's not a serious injury. You see Chris Wood coming on, you're thinking, oh, for goodness sake, man, this is where it goes.
I thought he played all right.
He played all right, but again, this is where you need to replace like for like. You go to the other side of the bench, and obviously Man City, they're replacing Vipin, whoever for whoever, and it's like for like. This is where is João Pedro, when we sign him, or if we do sign him, is he like for like? If Callum Wilson comes off in the 70th minute against Liverpool, for example, João Pedro comes on, are we getting the same sort of performance? And that's what we need to be aiming for. We can't be saying, oh, he's a good prospect for the future. We need right now. We're not in a position like a Man City where they can sign, a Haaland, and then they can sign someone else for the future as well. We need someone right now. So if João Pedro is the one right now, cool. But for me, we still need someone who's going to be, ready for the Premier League to go right now.
It'll be very, very interesting. Just over 2 weeks until the transfer window shuts, but we are talking all things Newcastle 3, Manchester City 3. It's been a fantastic game of football. If you're a neutral, I'm sure you'd have thoroughly enjoyed it, but from a Newcastle fan point of view, very, very proud of that performance, and on another day they might have got all 3 points. But it has been absolutely brilliant. Been brilliant talking to Lee and to 40. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you all at Tranmere.
Yeah, horse.